first of the series of videos we're going to be making on all our HSE dashboard templates, where we show you how to use the template and give you all the insights and address all frequently asked questions. My name is Sel. I'm the founder of Shexel, a dedicated platform where we develop spreadsheet solutions to support safety professionals from around the world. We have a total of about 80 templates. Some are free templates, some are premium templates, and they are all pre-built, or in other words, plug and play templates, where you only have to plug in your data and then the rest of the reporting is done for you automatically. In our template, there are also room for you to actually customize, and we provide you with all the password and everything that you need to set yourself up for success. All right, so today's episode we are going to be looking at one unique template, which is the HSE Action Plan. All right, so what is an annual HSE Action Plan? An annual HSE Action Plan is a document that outlines a set of goals, objectives, and targets, and how you're going to achieve them within a specified time frame. Now, an action plan could be driven by a lot of factors, such as previous management review results of statutory inspection, incident trends, and the previous year's performance, basically trying to inform your health and safety priorities in a given year. All right, so based on these factors, you need to set your priorities right and have an overall goal, have an objective, have some targets and actions that you're going to be carrying out, and identifying action owners who are responsible for actually implementing those actions, and having a system of gathering progress update to ensure that by the end of the period that you've set for yourself, you're able to achieve all these goals, objectives, and targets. All right, so that is pretty much what this template is all about. So without wasting time, I'll just head straight onto my screen. All right, so that is it right there. That's an HSE action plan, and HSE literally means you are looking at a bigger scope, which is health, safety, security, and environment, but you can actually narrow down the scope to exactly what you're seeking to utilize this template for. All right, so this template, like most of our templates, come with a lot of interesting features. Most of our templates have the approved list, we have the database, and then we have the dashboard and various other reports. So that is basically what most of our templates comprises. So that's the structure of our template. So the approved list always gives you room for you to actually set your priorities. So in terms of the HSE action plan, the approved list is giving us room for us to set our HSE focus, or HSE focus. So basically we are looking at health, safety, security, energy, waste, environment, air emission, or barrier management. You actually have the ability to change these focus areas to whatever focus area that you're gonna be looking at as far as your HSE action plan is concerned. All right, so over here we also have the percentage completion target, and the target is 100%, because once we set up our action plan, we want to make sure that we are very progressive at it and we're able to complete it 100%. So the target would be 100% for each focus area. So whenever you provide focus area, just make sure that you provide 100% as a target. All right, so the target is basically the completion rate. All right, so the HSE action plan sheet is actually the main database of the template. All right, so the database is, that's where you actually build your database of all the activities you're carrying out. So as per the structure of the template, you have the focus area, which you select from a drop down list. We have the objective. So objective is the purpose of the action you're going to carry out, and then we have the actions that you're going to be carrying out. Those actions are actually the key performance indicators, or the various activities that you're going to be using to measure your objective. All right, so these could be weekly inspection and risk assessment, toolbox talk, and a whole lot of things depending on the objective that you're going to be setting. And then we have the targets. So the target is a numerical value that you use to qualify the objective to make sure it is SMART. Now take note, the objective must be SMART, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Right, so this whole template embodies what the characteristics of objective ought to be. All right, so because you have your objective, you have your action, you have the target. All right, and then there's a section for progress updates. So you're gonna be having regular meetings with action owners to find out the status of actions and give those updates in the progress update section. And then again, you have the column for completion rate. So over the course of the year, whichever time frame that you've set for your action plan, mind that an action plan could be annual action plan, semi-annual action plan, quarterly action plan, depending on what your priorities are. All right, so you're gonna have opportunity to actually set your progress updates by just selecting from the drop down list. And then take note that your action plan should actually be time bound, so that it has to meet a particular time frame. So you could set it as from Q1 all the way to Q4, and then you identify who is responsible. Okay, so that's pretty much what the database is all about. So based on the dummy data that we've provided, let's just go straight to look at actually what is a typical example of an action plan. So the focus here is health, right? So we're looking at health, and the objective is to improve health and hygiene standard. That is objective. All right, now what are the actions that will help us to achieve this objective? We have the weekly health and hygiene inspection, and we also have weekly health and hygiene training, because these two actions can actually help us to improve health and hygiene standard within the organization. So what is the target? What target are you seeking to achieve? We are seeking to achieve zero communicable disease. All right, so health is a focus area. We want to improve health and hygiene standard. We want to do that by implementing weekly health and hygiene inspection, regular health and hygiene training, and we want to achieve zero communicable disease within the workplace. All right, so what is the progress update? Of course, before we even think of progress update, we want to make sure that we've assigned this action to a responsible person. That is the action owner. So in this template, the action owner is the HSE manager, and we want to achieve or improve health and hygiene standard from Q1 all the way to Q4. All right, so these are all the information we've provided in there. Now, based on progress updates from regular meetings that we have with the manager, we want to know the status of the action. We want to know how far we've gone. All right, so based on documentary evidence, we are able to now deduce or justify the fact that indeed we are progressive, and the progress update is the fact that health and hygiene inspection is done every week, because we can support with documentary evidence. And again, employees have gone through all the training relating to health and hygiene training, and then we can also justify that with documentary evidence, which are the training records. All right, so that is pretty much a typical example of an action plan. All right, so that is the main database as you see here. So you can actually continue to build on the database, covering a wide scope of focus areas and objectives and targets and all of that. Okay, now the next sheet is actually the progress dashboard. So this is the dashboard. As I earlier mentioned, this as per the structure of our template, we have the dashboard, and then with the dashboard we can actually look at the focus areas, percentage completion rate for each focus area. We can look at the overall progress that we've achieved across the various focus areas. All right, so we also have the individual report that we use for making the dashboard, and these are actually the report that you can literally copy and send it as for internal communication within your organization. So we have various reports for the focus area, we have the reports for objectives, and we have the report for action plans. So you're looking at the percentage completion rate for each of these activities, or each of these aspects of the HSE action plan. All right, so in terms of how you can use this template, just take note that you need to start from the approved list, where you would provide your own focus areas and ensure that the target completion rate is always 100%. And then you come over here. Now take note that this is dummy data, so what is important for you to do is that you get rid of this dummy data just to get the template ready for your own data. All right, so as you're deleting, make sure that you are taking note of all the cells that have calculations in there, and you do not try to overwrite or select those columns, because it's going to give you a feedback that the template is password protected. All right, so when you focus on where you are able to delete, just go ahead and delete. All right, so I'm going to be doing the same with this, and then same with this as well. So as you can see, the template is literally empty. So once we clear the data or the dummy data from the database, all we need to do is just come to the data tab on the menu, and we click on refresh all. And when you come to the dashboard, you notice everything changes to 0. All right, so that clearly tells us that there's no data within the database, so all the reports look blank. Right, so in order to populate our data, we need to make sure that our focus areas are all correct, and then we begin to populate our data. So without wasting time, let me just bring back our data. All right, because those are dummy data and they are quite important to us. And then we just refresh all. So refresh all, we go to the progress dashboard, we see everything populate as expected. All right, so that is pretty much what this template is all about, and you are able to demonstrate to your management or to stakeholders, top management, clients who may be auditing you, that you've actually set the roadmap for improving your health and safety performance. All right.